We're going to talk about tomatoes today. We're going to go from saving seeds to these beautiful tomato plants. Hello, good morning. This is Eva Go-Go Mama at Highland Homestead. We have a collaboration from north to south. I am here in Western New York, Zone 5A/B, because I never know what the weather's going to be like here on this hillside here. We also have Dave with organic gardening in North Carolina. And we also have Dan from Permaculture Forest in Florida. Tomatoes. Up here, we have a lot of problems with blight on our tomato plants. These tomato plants, a lot of times here on the hill, it gets really rainy. We have a lot of storms, and people have problems with the blight. One thing that I do is I take and I cut off all the leaves on the bottom of the branches. As they grow, I can stop the plant from falling by putting it up with my handy dandy zip strips. But in the meantime, I have come up with kind of a solution for this year, and it is an experiment. I have saved my seeds from my Jumbo Roma tomatoes last year. I have put my seeds in a half-pint container with water from last year's plants, tomato plants. Soaked it a little bit, put it through a strainer, put it on some paper towel, let it dry, and I used these seeds this year for my tomato plants because they did so well with controlling the blight from last year here. And what I wanted you to see, I already have tomatoes on here. What I wanted you to see is the beautiful tomato plants that are growing here all the way down, and I still have to take care of these. We've had a lot of rain here. It's been non-stop rain, and I will take and I will clip the bottoms of these plants and hang the tops of the plants and secure them for this year. Tomatoes are really important here because all the plants die from the blight. From year to year, we never know what's going to happen with our tomatoes. So if I can produce a tomato plant that is hardy to our area, then we won't have the problems like we have had in the past, which is absolutely fantastic for this garden, and I can keep growing. But I'm going to throw you over to Dave in North Carolina. Down to you, Dave.
Thanks for that, Eva. That was awesome. And I can't wait to see what Dan's going to come up with for his garden in Florida. Welcome to our East Coast gardening collaboration. People that follow me, I hope you'll go ahead and check out these two other channels. Links to their channels are down below in the description. Today, I'm going to give you a quick tip on planting squash, cucumbers, melons, and then I'm going to go to the garden and show you 2 volunteer plants. So let's get down to the garden and get going. Okay guys, my tip for growing some great squash and cucumbers, cantaloupes, watermelon, pumpkins, whatever, is to incorporate a lot of compost into your planting area. A lot of times people will make a mound for doing these crops because they are heavy feeders. So when you make a mound, you can incorporate a lot of good stuff like this compost into your mound so that you have really great soil, and also you make sure that you have soil that's going to drain real well. So let me show you some squash that I just planted. I got these seeds from Dan, who you'll meet in just a little bit. So yeah, here's some squash I just planted. These probably less than a week ago, and they are going crazy. Look how they sprouted. So I did incorporate a bunch of compost into this area, and then I also got the bedding from the bunny cage and put a lot of that bedding down in here. So I got some awesome soil underneath, and I got some good mulching cover with a lot of nutrition in there too. So every time it rains, every time this gets watered, it's going to put more nutrition down in here. They're looking super, super healthy. So I'm looking forward to see what those squash turn into. All right, so let's look at 2 volunteers in my garden. It's amazing how volunteers are sometimes the most healthy and the most vigorous plants. Oh, there's a volunteer here too, but I wasn't going to show that one. I plant Tromboncino squash, but this year I have one right here. This vine is actually where I planted my cucumbers, and the cucumbers are doing well, but this Tromboncino vine came out, and I said, I don't think that's a cucumber, but I let it grow. So look at that Tromboncino vine. That Tromboncino squash was way up there, but it actually looks like it pulled this pecan tree branch down, and the vine is still going way up there. You can see it way up there in the pecan tree. It's just going crazy. So it's also going over this way, and it's got some baby Tromboncino on it there too. The baby Tromboncino there. Okay, so here's my other volunteer plant that I wanted to show you guys. This is a pumpkin plant, and it's starting way over there, and it's going up that way, coming back here, going up this way, past my blueberry bush, and it's out in the yard. And I don't grow pumpkins because I've got a small garden and I really don't have room for it. So these seeds must have been in the compost pile, probably the same as my Tromboncino were in the compost pile, and they didn't compost and get killed, so here they are. So take a peek under here. Look at that. Got a beautiful little pumpkin going. So I'm gonna go ahead and let it go, even though I don't have room, but it is over here on the far side of the garden, so I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. Okay, we're gonna hand off to Dan and see what he's got going on in July in Florida. Thanks for watching, guys, and make sure that you check out these other 2 channels in the links in the description so that you can get to know these gardeners on the East Coast as well. See you again real soon.
Hey YouTube family, what's going on? Alright, in this video it's East Coast collaboration with organic garden in North Carolina and Highland Homestead. You know, we all are on the East Coast, and we are doing this collaboration just to show you guys the different, you know, what grows different in different zone this time of the year, the month of July. So in this video I'm going to be showing you guys a perennial leafy green that we could actually grow here. There's not much leafy greens we could grow in the south, which is Florida. I'm in zone 9B, you know, because of the heat. And you know, a lot of, you know, leafy greens and the northern type leafy greens definitely can grow here this time of the year. It's going to bolt, it's going to get infested with a lot of bugs and all, you know, all other, you know, stuff that comes with the summer. So, but in this video I'm going to be showing you a perennial leafy green that could grow right through the year. It could grow as an indoor plant, and it could actually grow outdoor. All right, and that leafy green is Longevity Spinach. You know, so let me show you guys what Longevity Spinach looks like. All right, guys, so this is Longevity Spinach. As you see there, just have it growing on the ground. It makes a perfect ground cover, pack of nutrients. You know, you could just pop a leaf off like this, yeah, and just eat it right away. Extremely good. You could juice it as well. All right, let me just give you a quick rundown on longevity spinach. Longevity spinach is a perennial leafy green. The spinach, is originated in South Asia, Africa, and they've been growing leafy greens like this for centuries. It's gaining popularity now in the US, which I'm really happy about, because we are a lot of us want to just stick to the stuff that we are familiar with, but there's so much other leafy greens packed with so much nutrients that we haven't really explored. And this is one of them you guys should actually go and explore. Longevity spinach. It grows well in either shade, full sun, or semi-shade. To me, it tends to grow better in shaded areas. The plant generates a large root system during the spring, and then it pushes this big growth during the summertime. One of the cool thing about this perennial leafy green is it's one of the simplest leafy greens to grow. All I gotta do, look, is cut. I'll show you guys. This is it. And I could just come over. Let's find a container here and just stick it in the container. That's it. And it's gonna grow. Now, the thing is to keep it moist for a few days, and that's how simple longevity spinach is actually gonna grow. Yep. Guys, I use this spinach, I juice the spinach on a regular. In the mornings, I just cut a piece, drop in my juicer, and it gives the like an apple. If you juice like apple, cucumber, and some of the longevity spinach, it gives it such a amazing flavor. All right, so I hope you all found this information useful. You could also, let me mention this again, you could grow this indoor. So if you live in upstate, if you're living in a colder temperature, you could get a cut-in and you could just grow this as an indoor plant and have food indoor. And when it becomes the summertime, you bring that same container outside, give it that full sun or semi-sun, and it's going to grow extremely good. All right, so thank you so much for watching.